Hey guys, welcome to Project Body Transformation. I want to thank the people who have been watching the previous episodes. I want to thank you very, very much. In this episode, we will be discussing a few subjects that I think is very important. And we will talk, I'll be having a conversation with Yelena, my trainer, about diet versus exercise, or meal plan, whatever you eat, versus exercise, which is more important. And we're also going to touch on a few other subjects about the negative effects of not eating in time. I was one of those people who would sometimes eat one huge meal in one day, or within the day, just one huge meal. I would only eat when I'm hungry. Also, the importance of eating or having a daily intake of protein, which happens to be the building block of life, which is energy. And most of us don't actually, are not aware that protein should be kind of a staple of your diet if you want that energy, that almost bottomless pit of energy. The fact that I have been on a protein diet or high protein diet during this project, I feel lighter. I mean, of course, the fact that I'm losing weight, but I'm not going to ramble. But so energy, protein, and also the danger of artificial sweeteners. We have a little chat in Yelena's office about a specific thing that I have been doing for years. And I sort of knew it, but again, we had a chat about it, and I've cut back, or have I stopped completely? We'll get to that. But also, I want to reveal halfway in this episode, because we're doing 12 weeks, okay? And in this episode, I'm going to do a sort of reveal of my body and how it has changed in 6 weeks of no sugar, a healthy, super healthy diet, supplements, and workout. No extra stuff. Also, in this episode, we're going to chat a little bit about creatine and the use of creatine. I actually have never used creatine. I bought it once, and I think it's still sitting in my cupboards. Because after reading up a little bit about it, I'm like, no. So again, going back to what I've said earlier in an earlier episode, I'm using nothing. I'm going all natural. Supplements, workout, and a healthy diet. So today you get to see a little bit of me and where I am with my body and what I've done. Thank you once again, and let's go lift some iron and get some information.
Okay, and give me a full extension on my arm. Okay, so here we go again. Yeah. Okay, so as you can see, the angle when I put it in this position cannot go straight up into straight arm. So what's happening is, you can stop. So what's happening is your biceps, like you just stand normally.
Yeah.
You see how your arm is bending forward when you stand?
Yeah.
You cannot make it like naturally just hang down. You can't. You have to force it, right?
Yeah.
So that's happening because your biceps are shortened. And biceps are shortened, and they're pulling arms, and that's why you're standing like this.
Okay.
Okay? So that's why you're standing. Because you've been doing a lot of work like this, holding your camera, holding weight in your arms, and your biceps belly get shortened. Okay, so that's why when you stand, you cannot stand with your arms straight to the side.
Yes.
It bends, like look on the side.
Yeah.
See, that's why. So I'm going to send you for a massage, right? And the girl that is going to do this for you, that's what she does. She makes sure that all of the fascia that is tightened inside, she will open it all up, get it off the bone, make it all nice so your arm can actually hang naturally in a straight position. Okay? So it's called myofascial release. So here it is. So don't work your wrists. So do not work your wrists. And fully extend the arm. That's it. That's the maximum that it goes. Bend. And fully extend that maximum that it goes. It's still giving you an angle. That means that your bicep is holding it and it doesn't allow tricep fully contract.
Okay.
There we go. So we're going to see the difference after the massage that you're going to have when you schedule it for Easter.
Yep.
Okay, you're going to see a different range of motion on the arm after chin up, and good job. Eliminate this, do not move the wrist. Good. Bring the shoulder blades together. Keep it on my hands. Keep your elbows on my hands. So thinking about breathing all the time. So what is your objectives? Why? What your body is telling you?
It's not
What's
my
your brain?
body, it's my mind.
Yeah.
It's my mind. My mind is like this. I know the end result you're trying to achieve, but this takes a lot of discipline, a lot of focus, and this is the toughest thing I've ever done in my entire life. Going to school, taking tests, being really anxious about tests and exams and shit. It doesn't even compare to this. This is physical and mental. It's not just the test, it's mental. We're dealing with regular problems, it's mental. This is physical and mental. So to me, there's a part of me that wants to run away and be like, get
How
away.
easy is the breathe?
Oh, quitting is the easiest thing in the world. But doing this, it's what gets me is the physical combined with the mental, and you have to be present and you have to do it. Just that you have to be there. There's no, you can't negotiate. And that's why I feel, I'm not gonna, I feel it sometimes in my head.
Yeah, it's called self-sabotaging sometimes, right? Big deal. Big time. Yeah. And it's very easy to give excuses. And I also find that people who has very high education gives very elaborate excuses for not doing things. Yeah, to them it's very justifiable. All of the excuses justifiable. Oh, I'm very busy. So easy to do that. Oh, I have little kids, right? And that's for them it's a very good excuse. But regardless what it is, on every level, it's the same excuse. It's about trying to talk you out of it because it's painful to control your everything inside of you. It's easy to control the world, very difficult to control yourself. But this is teaching you from the step 1 to step 2, step 3 how to control yourself. Your emotions, your habits, your eating habits, your waking up habits, planning habits, all of this goes like this.
There's something I want to say to you, and I know it's premature because I wanted to say it later. Thank you, because going through this and still being almost halfway this is the 6th week, what this is teaching me is that in other endeavors in my life, career-wise, to develop a discipline. Because there are other things I used to procrastinate about. Now I'm like, just do it.
Open your chest. Draw. That's what you want. That's what you want. Push it through the big toe. 10.
Not so bad.
Not so bad? Okay, that was 10. Now you push your heels in. No, you're standing exactly where you are, but just do this. You're standing on the edge of the platform with your ball of the feet. Okay? So like that. Now you're going a bit straighter on your knees. See? And back down. Don't go into the knees. Through the big toe.
I'm feeling it now, yeah. I spoke too soon.
9. And the last one, 10. Okay, now we're gonna. So sound effects in the gym, right?
Sound effects, yeah.
Sound effects, okay.
The master of sound effects, yeah.
So we hear a lot of different sound effects, right?
Yeah.
Like people grinding, people like expressing a lot of noise when they work out. And the sound is a release of something, right? So the release of pressure, you release of this. In my school, in my Yelena school,
Yes.
keep it in. Go control it. Nobody needs to hear it. You're not having a baby. Right? So be in control of the sound effects that you have producing and address that energy, put that energy into the muscle that you're working on. That's all it is. And sometimes people just like way too loud. And I'm not there to get anybody, but if you can keep it in, learn how to keep it in.
I did over there. I did.
Yeah, you did. You did a great job.
And it didn't hurt.
Yeah, exactly. It's nothing really like it didn't change anything.
But in my mind, I was thinking it would hurt less if you let it out, but it doesn't really.
Yeah, but if you close your eyes, when somebody's screaming in a gym, if you close your eyes, it's almost the same sound as they're producing as if they're having sex. Pay attention to that next time, yeah. Here,
Nice brain, never went.
I never went there because I don't think of
there
that.
are some screamers.
Yeah, no.
Here we go.
My favorite brand, by the way.
Favorite brand, okay.
Yeah.
So, can you read what it says here?
Aspartame,
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
what's aspartame?
sweetener.
What kind of sweetener?
I know it's bad for you. I can't tell you what kind of sweetener it is, but I've read something.
Artificial sweetener, right?
It's an artificial sweetener, yeah.
Okay, so let's Google aspartame. Side effects. Headache, seizure, migraines, irritable moods, anxiety, depression, insomnia.
Side effects of using aspartame on a regular basis.
On top of that, it kills your pre-digestive enzymes. Then you swallow it, it kills your digestive enzymes. And that's why we need to take digestive enzymes, because we kill it on a regular basis. Kids kill it, people kill it, you kill it.
Okay.
Don't chew it. Throw it in the garbage.
I forgot again. Okay, I'm gonna get it. Oh my God.
Here we go.
I've been chewing this gum for years. Love it. Whatever.
Yeah, done.
Flavor.
Done.
Right.
Cool. Okay. School is over.
School's done.
Like I try to make sure that people understand everything is theory.
Yeah.
It's theory. There is not many human trials done on the people that proving that this specific sports nutrition or sports supplement is going to do exactly what it do. In theory, it should be doing this because, for example, caffeine will do these certain things to you, cayenne pepper will do certain things to you, yohon bean will do certain things to you,
Yes.
right? So, but whether or not they're going to be working together or not, like it's nobody freaking knows, right?
Right.
So you have to try it. We'll see a label.
But why aren't there control studies in the industry that would take these things, because they're put out to market or they're regulated by like
Nothing. Nothing is regulated by nothing.
really?
Right, so they're doing this, there is no human trials done on the majority of the supplements that are out there,
Yes.
right? So like, and we are talking about sports nutrition industry, right?
Yes.
We're talking about fat burners, we're talking about the sports nutrition drinks that people drink and they're supposed to get good pump for pre-workout.
Yes.
We are talking about like whey protein blends,
Yes.
right, or whatever blends that they say like supposed to gain weight for you gainers, right?
Yes.
So all of that stuff that have never been gone through any kind of human trials, they know that the whey protein is supposed to help you with accumulating the muscle or feed the muscle, right?
But how do we know it's safe though? That's the thing. I mean,
Nobody
you
really
just
knows.
you
You
just
are
have to figure it out on
You
your
have to
own.
figure it out on your own, and hopefully somebody will be able to tell you that there is something wrong with your head, because they are drugged on sucralose and acesulfame potassium,
Yes.
right? And that is a very major cause of all of the anxieties, all of the
Side effects are coming from those things.
Yeah.
The government is not regulating it.
No.
The industry, of course, does not regulate themselves because they have to make money.
Yeah,
So it's down to the individual, the end user,
yeah.
to be like,
figure it out
okay, this
themselves.
is a wise thing to do, or probably I wouldn't do that. And we had a little chat before about creatine. I ran into a friend of mine at the gym, actually a good friend of mine. And I'm like, oh, you working? He's like, yeah. I'm like, what do you do? Do you use anything? He's like, yeah, I just use creatine. That's it. And we had a little conversation about it. And I'm like, do you kind of know what it does? He's like, yeah, it allows me to get bigger muscles. muscles and stuff like that. And I'm like, okay. I mean, have you done any on your own, like a little, like read up any articles, whatever it is? And he's like, no, I just know it allows you to get more. And then I explained to him that, yeah, we had a conversation that when you use creatine, yeah, you get gains, but when you stop using it, what happens?
The water leaves. Creatine helps you to retain water in your body.
Wow.
And therefore it gives you very fake fullness, look
Yes.
fuller, bigger,
Yeah.
right? Because more you take it, more you retain it. Creatine at some point was banned by the boxing organization for women because it was affecting the kidneys, right? So that was like interesting find for me. But what it does, it helps you to retain water in the muscle cells, and supposedly the more nutrients will come in.
Mm-hmm.
So, but if you're only taking creatine, okay, so the water is retained, where are the nutrients that you're supposed to supply?
You're supposed to supply the energy.
Right, so people don't know that.
He didn't know that, and
Of
I
course he
tried to
didn't.
explain to him, and he's like, oh.
And then when he stopped taking creatine, the creatine is gone. That
the
falls.
effects, whatever is.
Exactly, the water retention is
reduces.
over, and that's it. And he was exactly with what he is. So we do produce creatine, ATP, CP, adenosine triphosphate, creatine, phosphate. So we produce creatine
Yes.
as an energy source.
Yes.
A lot of people think that they're going to get more energy because of that. Also fake idea. It's also not true, right?
It just helps retain water,
Yeah.
thereby
Yeah.
giving you the appearance of
Yeah.
being bigger.
Yeah, so the biggest thing is creatine. If you take a whole bunch of other supplements and you want to, like good, I'm talking good supplements, I'm
Yeah.
talking your omega-3, I'm talking your B12, right? So then when the cell is expanded with water, the more nutrients can come in with that water, then yes, you're doing a good thing. But then you also need to remember when you stop taking it, that water retention is going to be gone, right? And hopefully the good supplements will do a good effect on you.
Yes.
Yesterday I learned something super cool I did not know. So I have a client who is in neurology, right? So
Yes.
he interprets the imaging, right, of the neuro things. And he said that they had a very interesting case. The deficiency on B12 is going to cause deterioration of your spinal cord. And I'm like,
And
oh.
is that scientifically proven?
Yeah, I go, how do you know? He goes, we have specific markers that shows that.
Your spinal
Cord deficiency
deteriorates if you
like it.
B12.
And majority of people who are affected by that is vegans. Because B12 comes from animal source.
So all the people who you see are bent over and like just deformed.
Spinal
is that-
cord, not a spinal bone. Spinal
no, it's
cord,
not. It's not a cord that
the
runs.
nerve things that runs.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my God! But
So
see,
the-
people don't know
You
that.
did not hear me what I was saying. The biggest people who are affected by that are vegans.
Vegans.
Because it comes from the animal source.
I have friends
That's
who are
only
vegans.
come from animal source. Majority of the amino acids come from animal source and have to come from animal source.
So if you say that to a vegan and you show them the proof, do you think they're gonna switch?
They
Yeah.
eventually do. They get sicker and sicker and sicker. Our body have a mechanism. So after it's done, acid done its job by breaking food apart,
Yes.
and digestive enzymes did the job by breaking it further into the amino acid forms,
Yes.
into molecular form. Then the stomach does the gastric release, and this is when everything turns alkaline. Your intestines are alkaline. So we do have this switch in our body,
Yeah.
and that monitors and controls that component.
So do you know how people then can? I'm just going on the limb with these questions. Do you know how people then maintain the alkaline state of their body without ingesting the alkaline water? What
Do not-
other sources?
The other sources is probably just to eat healthy. Do not consume things that
Because
are
there are
breaking your
certain
systems.
vegetables and stuff that you can get.
Absolutely. So if you do not digest food properly, you are not going to supply your systems with the proper amount of protein.
Yes.
Like everything is made of protein,
Yes.
right? And if that switch, that specific component in your digestive system is not working because you didn't eat enough protein to supply it there, then yes, you're going to disrupt your digestive system.
Very interesting.
Everything
Information.
starts with what you put into your mouth.
You know, it's diet. Even if you don't work out for a year, if you eat healthy, your body would kind of regulate. But if you just have a shitty diet and you work out, you would get a more negative effect.
Of course,
Can you argue that?
workout, absolutely, no, it's negative effect because workout is inflammation. And you have 72 hours for a muscle to recover from that inflammation.
Yeah.
And if you do not have enough immune system in you, you're gonna get sicker and sicker and sicker and sicker.
It's incredible. It's incredible. That's the
You are what you eat, right? And you
It's
are
true.
what you think.
Yeah.
And then workouts is just like a bonus. It's a cherry on a cake. It's like
I have a question for you, and something that's been bubbling in my mind. Fasting. What's you laugh? No, it's a
okay. I know.
I'm loving. You know what? I'm loving these thoughts now because they're becoming subjects for the actual episodes and themes.
Yes. So here it is, the client in front of me, and
Yes.
I'm asking, and I'm talking everybody.
Yeah.
I'm talking everybody who is past they 35, 40 years old.
Mm-hmm.
They are overweight.
Mm-hmm.
The muscles are gone.
Yeah.
Right, they are soft, the cellulite everywhere, right, the face is kind of like swollen and starts becoming covered by the fat.
Yeah.
So the main thing that they do not do is they do not eat breakfast. They wake up, they do not feel hungry.
Before.
They do not feel hungry. They maybe like drink a glass of water or maybe like some like a coffee, somebody, right?
Yeah.
Then they start running around doing the job, then they stop at coffee shop, grab a donut or whatever bagel that they like to have. And then sometimes by the lunchtime they finally get the first meal.
Yes.
Okay? So now we call it intermittent fasting. So basically it's the same breakfast skipping
Yes.
with the fancy name. So during the time when you are sleeping, you are actually fixing your body. And
Repairing
that
yourself.
requires energy.
Yeah.
And that energy comes from the glycogen in your body, right? So every system needs to work.
Yes.
And some energy spent, you spend about 1 calorie a minute when you sleep, right? So, and then when you wake up, your glycogen stores in your body are empty.
Yes.
You start moving around, where are you going to take that energy? Your body has perfect safety mechanism of not giving up fat for free, because it's a safety mechanism.
Yes.
It preserves your body just in case if you stop eating,
Yes.
which you are, right? So like you're going to feed the muscle first. So when you start running around on empty stomach, like with empty glycogen stores in your blood,
Yeah.
you start burning your muscle for energy. Your bicep is not gonna knock on your head and tell you, come on, I'm eating your bicep. You're started to now interfere with the
I feel it here.
leptin and gremlin, so 2 hormones. So the gremlin is that is telling you that I'm hungry, come on, feed me.
Yeah.
It's now suppressed, and leptin is the feeling of fullness. It's now a little bit more, right? So whenever you feel little amount of food, you actually feel full, but you do not feel hungry for a long period of time. It means the production of gremlin is diminished, right?
What about the headache? So when
Yeah.
if I get up and I skip breakfast and I start exerting myself, using up my energy, I start feeling weird feeling here. I call it a black hole. It's like an expanding dark hole, and then eventually I start feeling lightheaded. So that's what's happening.
So whenever people are breaking down the muscle tissue for whatever reason, right? So that gives you this that feeling of the kind of nauseating.
Yeah, not nauseous.
Right, and that after that you get a headache. So it means that you are actually gone to the point of breaking down the muscle, and you're feeling the effects of those broken proteins started to filter out the system. So that I would only explain it that way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. It's interesting, huh?
Yeah. Good info. Cool.
Yeah, and everything makes sense when you start to think about it, right? So we are protein.
Yeah.
We need protein. We need food.
Protein is like the building block of
Absolutely.
life itself, right?
Everything.
Everything
Exactly.
is protein.
Everything.
And they're healthy and they're bad, or they're bad protein and good protein, or less.
Protein is protein. Protein is
protein.
nitrogen. Nitrogen is energy. So that's all broken down to the molecular structure in the body to have energy for everything, to production of everything in the body. And this is the gravity. The gravity. Now you